Hello and welcome to the Just for Gamers video game podcast. Episode 162. Who cares? In this week's episode, we play no games.
No.
JfG Ash gets back to Destiny.
Jimmy Warmind.
JfG Alex can only stand up in a window. There's possible news on Xbox console sales. And finally, who cares?
Who cares?
Who...
Hello and welcome to the JfG podcast. This is episode 162.
Hi.
My name is Alex, and I'm joined as ever by my very good friend Ash. Did you not appreciate my intro from last week, Ash? Is that what you're saying with these greetings?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
All right.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh fuck.
Oh gosh. There we go.
You okay?
Yeah, I just had something in my throat. Mainly phlegm, I'd say.
Now's the time.
Now's the time.
Just get stuck in.
Get stuck in, start the podcast, clear my throat. That's what you do. Standard procedure.
Welcome, fuckers.
Yeah. Hey,
there you go.
I'll turn that down in the post. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Or not.
Or not. Who cares?
Who cares? How are you, buddy? I haven't spoken to you since the last podcast.
Yeah, Jesus. As always, buddy. Feeling good on a Wednesday. Yeah. Sparkling thoughts give me the hope to go on.
I have heard that about those.
Yeah, it's been a whole week since you've heard this coming at you.
That guy.
Yeah, indeed.
G Money.
It's been a busy week. Literally no games have been played apart from yesterday when obviously Warmind came out. The Destiny Warmind. It's a strong name.
He's a cool, hard-hearted detective.
Yeah. Jimmy Warmind.
Jimmy Warmind. He's also a doctor.
He's got multiple PhDs.
He can do fencing.
Yeah.
He's also been to the moon. Or some shit.
Fucking who hasn't? Well, this one's set on Mars, so I'm guessing he's fucking been there as well.
He's probably been there.
He's been to Mars.
Definitely.
You know, hey. Well, yeah, so, literally, I played games on game night, but they don't count, because it was, Wild Pants and Rocket League and Pez, I think. So, standard games, game night games. And then, I haven't touched God of War this week, which is slightly depressing, I think, because that game's amazing. And, just, and play some Destiny 2, mate. It's been lovely. I'll talk about that in a bit. So, what you really want to know about is what I've been doing this week.
Yes.
Obviously, because I haven't been playing games, I've been doing stuff, which is weird. So,
outside and stuff that?
I mean, the weather has been...
We've been having some...
Average to best.
Average to best, yeah, I'd say so. Right, certainly on that scale, it'd be up on the
up and away.
It'd be dry and warm.
Dry and warm. That's how I like my popcorn.
Women.
I go for popcorn.
Right.
Dry and warm.
Dry and warm.
I mean, I don't want it wet and cold, do I?
No, you wouldn't want that. I mean, that's all you bloody do.
Fucking hell. I went skateboarding again. Midlife crisis continues. I dropped in on the big boy ramp this week. It was at least above nipple height. So
man,
that's big boy ramp.
That is a big boy ramp.
Yeah. Also, I did a 180 kickflip. I was like, wow, I didn't know I could do that, but I did.
You're gonna have to start posting these videos on the podcast.
Oh yeah, because everyone wants to see a 33-year-old bust out some skateboard skills.
They do. I mean, that's really going into it. That's kind of what they wanted originally.
I know.
A lot of chat about bullshit.
First it was patios, now skateboarding.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I do. Many different things. Who knows? Went to the pub, obviously, on Saturday. It was a lovely day, so went to the pub, had many beers and food, got drunk, fell asleep. I think
pub times.
Oh no! I watched. I think I watched Black Panther on Saturday night.
How was that?
That was average.
I haven't seen that. That was just a Marvel film.
It was, yeah, but I mean, the story wasn't great. And also the CGI was pretty bad. And I was like, I expect more from the Marvel films now.
Do you think we've kind of ground to a halt a little bit,
no.
CGI-wise?
Oh. No, I don't think so. Everyone just seemed to be like quite elasticy. I'm like, and I don't know, it didn't fit in with...
Is it still getting better though? Like
CGI, yeah, of course it is.
Compared to like, what, 5 years ago?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'm just not seeing it.
I think we're just... They're much better at hiding.
Numb to it now.
Yeah, I think so. We just expect it. And that's probably why I was like, yeah, the CGI in this is a bit shit, really. I don't really like it. Even though it was probably fucking took took thousands of people to create, like, whatever it is, like, this sci-fi universe and shit. I'm like, yeah, well, it's a bit shit, really, isn't it?
Bit shit. Back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Go back.
Start again.
Back to the start.
But yeah, no, it was a poor story at best. I mean, I feel like I can just tell you what it is and you won't care.
I don't want to know. I'll watch it at some point, and so will our thousands of listeners.
Well,
keep your mouth shut.
Stuff happens, and it doesn't really matter by the end of it.
That sounds about right. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting.
Went for some rambling. Did a walk around a lake in the sun.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't wear my walking boots though because it was too hot. Like,
that's understandable. Were you in sandals and socks?
No, I was not. I was just in your standard trainers with socks. Obviously, you don't want to get that chafed.
Okay.
Shorts and t-shirt, with a hat, maybe some sunglasses as well. Even in the shade. Climbed a tree. That was interesting. Haven't done that since God knows when. Can't remember the last time I climbed a tree.
It's been a tree climbing sort of week with this weather and this bank holiday weekend, buddy. It's been a bit outdoorsy.
It's been very outdoorsy. I continued the outdoorsy theme by buying some sort of outdoor patio chair and table set, which was nice.
Okay. You've been threatening that for some time.
And because of the heat, it was like, now's a good time to do that. So I did.
Yep.
Went to Classy B&Q and bought the cheapest one they had. Nailed it.
Nice. Lovely.
And then, bought a barbecue and built it, which was not fun because the instructions were bollocks. They didn't make any sense. So I was just like, there's a picture. Here's some bits. Let's see what happens. It worked out. I mean, I don't know if it's meant to look like it, but it looks like some sort of barbecue. And it worked pretty fucking well because we had a barbecue on Sunday. I got drunk, obviously, standard.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
And then, obviously, Monday comes around. We're not at work because of the lovely bank holiday. And I'm like, hey, let's have another barbecue. So we did. I continued to get drunk.
A double barbecue?
Double barbecue. So, you know how you're always going out to eat? I also went out to eat. To my garden. Twice. In 2 days.
Fucking sweet, buddy.
Crazy.
I'm pretty jealous. I wanted a barbecue. We don't have a garden.
That's an issue. What about out the window?
We could have done it out of the window. We could have done it in the road.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. But I've got a barbecue lined up next weekend. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Hopefully it stays dry, buddy.
I think it will. It won't matter if it doesn't. In terms of whether we do it or not, shit will still happen.
Just gonna fucking do it. Renegade.
Speaking to a man that once fashioned some sort of tarpaulin cover using a washing line and a shed to have a barbecue in torrential rain, buddy. So it's not my first fucking rodeo, sunshine. There you go.
No, mate. Get that shelter up, barbecue away. Indeed. And finally, buddy, this week I won the game of buying games.
Oh shit! What we got? What's in store?
I bought another Humble Bundle monthly subscription this month because for $12 I bought Destiny 2 again.
Yeah.
Like you do when you're a sane man.
Yes, and that's the word I would use.
Yeah, indeed.
Before any other.
I want to try it out on PC and see what's it all about and stuff. And I don't know. Fuck it. It was
I think it'll be the same, but with a decent frame rate.
Yeah, it's going to be the same with a decent frame rate, pretty much. But hey ho, £9. I was like, yeah, I'll get some other shit as well with it. Why not? Fuck it.
Have you got some dads you can get stuck in with that on PC?
I don't know yet. I'll have to investigate the dads in the PC
Man.
bit. There is some sort of PC section. I know that, but if they're still there or not, who knows? Because that game's pretty much dead, apparently, on PC. So
yeah, I heard that about 3 days after it launched. It was
it didn't go well.
No,
didn't go well. So yeah, buddy, busy week. Not many games being played. Lots of drinking and eating. Really, that's just surviving. I'd say. Really.
And in terms of drinking, what are you drinking at the moment, buddy?
I'm on the leftover outside lagers, which were Budweisers. So,
He's on buds.
Mixing it up a little bit this week. But
yeah.
I'll get through them. What about you, bud? What you on?
I'm currently drinking a Camden Hells.
Ooh, lovely.
And I've also got these 2 pints of Stella.
That'll do.
I reckon that'll probably do it.
Yeah.
And you can't really argue with that.
I mean, who would?
You just wouldn't.
Crazy people.
Yeah.
Right. Well, what have you been doing then? Come on. Slap it on me.
What? Watcher.
What?
Scoundrels?
Watch your scoundrels. Yeah.
Watcher.
That phrase from...
Yeah. So I've been... I have also barely turned my console on. The only times when I have turned it on have been when I've been like quite hungover and just watching some Deep Space Nine. So I haven't really played many games.
I so do. Yep, go on.
This is
no
going to be quite a short show, I would imagine, in that regard. But
cool.
what can you do?
Well, we've got to fill it out with guff, mate.
It's been monumental weather, buddy. So I've been doing the weather. Things in the weather, outside in the weather, looking at the weather, going, the weather. So yeah, that's been happening quite a lot.
I've been there.
Went out on Thursday night, buddy. It was the first of the year. The Pantals jazz on the Pantals in the our fair town. So yeah, got down there, listened to some jazz. Gave ratings to the dogs. There was an 8, there was a 9. Saw a couple of 10s. They were cool dogs. Drank a lot of ales and some cider. And yeah, there you go. That's what you want. And what you want to do before driving away on holiday on a journey that in the end took 5.5 hours is get completely caned the night before and feel terrible in the morning. So that's what I did. It's important. You got to do it. So, I went away. I went down to the Jurassic Coast. It's the Jurassic Coast, buddy, which is Dorset way. And I went down to Bridport and West Bay. These places were used in the filming of the hit ITV show Broadchurch, if you want some context. I don't know if anyone watched that. I didn't.
I did not.
I watched the first episode. It was a murder. David Tennant was in it. He was trying to solve the murder of the kid who was thrown off the cliff.
Murder. He was thrown, or did he fall or jump?
I didn't watch the end, buddy, so I can't tell you.
Cliffhanger.
But I visited the cliff. They've got the cliff all set up there, obviously. A very long line of young boys, and they're all just in a line on the top of the cliff, and you pay a $5, and you can either like push them off, try and talk them into it.
Yeah. A bit like Detroit Human.
Yeah, become human.
Bollocks.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah. And obviously Olivia Colman and David Tennant, they're at the bottom there, obviously, and the kid hits the deck. They obviously, wait 10 seconds because otherwise it's unrealistic. And then they're like, oh, what's happened to Sarge or whatever? And then it's the next person's turn. So obviously we did that for a bit. and that was lovely. This area is really nice. We just walked about. There's not much to say. It certainly wouldn't be very interesting to our podcast listeners on a video game show, so I won't go too into it. But had a really good time. I stayed in a B&B. There was a problem with the B&B, although only in certain areas. I'd say the problem was around 90%, buddy, in the B&B.
Blacks.
It was 10%. No, not where I was going. This is a problem with the height of the room. It was a loft room, and I couldn't stand up in it. So that's nice when you pay like £100 for a hotel room and you can't stand up in there.
Wow,
it was too low.
You could see that as some sort of Hobbits' room and make a theme out of it.
90% I couldn't stand up in, but there was a bay window in the corner, buddy, and at where the bay window was, the ceiling was higher, so I could stand in there. That was your special standing spot. Just spent all my time in the window. Yeah, that's all you need. I get changed in the window. That's perfect. Just get my bum out, looking out the window.
Yeah, why not? You're on holiday, mate. It's what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, have some drinks in the window.
Yeah. Stretch your legs in the window, I guess.
Stretch your legs, just sort of shout out the window. Obviously, I need to be standing up to shout. It's got to. Good posture for your shouting. So yeah, I had a great holiday, buddy. We did like a 10-mile walk up the Golden Cap, which is like a massive cliff. Yeah. We went to Durdle Door, which is like a...
That doesn't sound real.
It's a real place.
No.
Where the sea has eroded an archway in an island.
Yeah.
And apparently that is interesting to like 10,000 fucking people.
Really?
Jesus Christ, it was busy there. Cool. I couldn't believe it.
Nature.
Yeah,
that's why I come up here.
It was Goulet. Yeah. So yeah, went down there, buddy. Saw some dogs, rated the dogs, gave them sort of 7s and 8s, depending on how good they were. And then, lots of nice meals as well. Had a meal in a railway carriage, like a train carriage that had been done up like a Moroccan boudoir.
Right. I'm trying to see that, and it's difficult, but yeah.
It was expensive.
Cool.
More so than it should have been. But it was a nice night all the same. I had some good meals out. Went to some gin joints, buddy. Ooh. Went to see a band in the pub opposite the B&B that turned out to be from down my road in Gillingham.
Weird.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And the weirdest thing about that was that I could tell from the way he was singing. I turned to the missus and was like, this dude's from Medway. I'm sure this dude's from... And he was. And he fucking was. So there you go.
There you go. It's a small world after
Gibbons,
all.
buddy. So yeah, that was my holiday. Had a lovely time. Got shit-faced. Ate a lot of food. Walked many, many miles. Had some nice beers. They've got Palmer's Brewery down there. Very, very nice. Highly recommended. Shout out to Palmer's Brewery on our gaming podcast.
Sponsor.
Palmer's Brewery.
Palmer's Brewery, yeah.
Yeah, they also make English wine, if that's your bag.
Ooh.
Doesn't sound good to me.
Doesn't sound good to me, no.
I did have another. I had another beer down in Dorset, buddy.
One
Don't
more.
know if it's from Dorset. It was a hell of a beer. Watch out for this one. It was called Derail Ale, as in a train derailing.
Oh,
Derail Ale.
Classic.
Holy hell, that was something. That was some fucking beer.
Taste-wise or just strength-wise?
Everything about it was joyous. It was music to my lips, buddy. It was the real thing. It was true blue. It was a glorious occasion.
That sounds lovely.
So yeah, that was my holiday. Came back on the Monday, ponced about town. And that's about it, really. Off to friend of the podcast, Paul's at the weekend. It's his birthday and Eurovision. So obviously we're going to combine that
mandatory
into some sort of
Eurovision time for you, buddy.
Eurovision barbecue. Got to be done. So that's what's happening.
There it is.
So yeah, that's me, buddy. Unless you've got anything else, we should probably... I mean, it's barely worth it, but I suppose we should probably...
Who cares?
Talk about what we've been playing.
Gibbons, buddy.
So do you want to kick things off, B, with your entry?
Jimmy Warmind.
Jimmy
Detective, PD, MBA star.
MBA, BA honours.
Yeah.
PhD.
BS superstar.
PST.
Yeah. PS4, PS5.
Outlook file.
XA. PHP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DHL.
UPS.
Yeah.
BBC.
NBC. PSP.
Yeah, PSP, yeah, ITV.
D.
Just the letter D. Nice. D for douche. Like it. Yeah, Jimmy Warmind.
How's Jimmy Warmind on Destiny 2, buddy?
The Jimmy Warmind DLC for Destiny 2. It's
I'd play it if it was called that.
yeah, it's really good. I've only chucked about 3 hours into it so far. Already the story, the campaign compared to Curse of Osiris is more exciting, and it makes, I don't know, more sense than the Curse of Osiris one, because that was just fucking bollocks with their infinite whatever they had in that, where it was meant to generate different things every time you went in, but it was a totally pointless area because you just ran past everything. But anyway, that's the Curse of Osiris. This is Jimmy Warmind. Yeah, this is cool. Like it's we're on Mars. It's a bigger place where on this map you can get your sparrow out, unlike on, I think it was Mercury. Was it Mercury? Yeah, I think so. Where no, you can't get your sparrow out on the previous DLC, and you have to run everywhere, which takes fucking ages, and it's stupid. So yeah, they've learned from that mistake and made it bigger. There seems to be loads of like...
How do you make that mistake?
I don't know. Well, they did. It's amazing. I seem to be obsessed with trying to collect these little data points. They're just little glowy circles over the map, and you have to shoot them. But, you know, it's like a hide and seek, or like a... Oh, what's the thing? Egg hunt, or whatever it is, you know? Easter egg hunt, where you go and...
Oh, like an... Okay.
They're just all over the place, randomly placed and stuff like that. And so I seem to be looking for them quite a bit now, which is weird. But yeah, the story so far seems pretty cool. The setting is a lot better. It's more hive-based, so it's a bit more like organic-y and things like that. It's not all like futuristic-y and things like that. And yeah, there's a big fucking worm, apparently, who's going to be the final boss, that's cool. We've met him so far. He seems pretty badass. Yeah. There's there's a new kind of public event, like a horde mode in it now as well, which seems pretty cool. So like, obviously there's fucking shit tons of loot as well now. They've done stuff to the Eververse that I can't be asked to talk about because that's just wank. And yeah, obviously there's an increased light level. I think it's up to like 370 or 375 compared to 335, which is where it was. So you got more numbers to grind there. Then. Yeah, it's nice. So
man, you sound a lot more chipper about this one than the last one, I have to say.
I mean, I feel like I can't really talk too much about it because I've only played it for about 3 hours yesterday. But already, like, the story missions seem pretty cool. There's like some new kind of staffy weapon that's kind of introduced that will spawn randomly. Not randomly, but during missions and stuff like that, you can pick it up and then you can absolutely fuck shit up with it, which is really cool. We did have a slight issue in one bit where we were going through halfway through the story and I was like, sweet, I've got like some new boots. But I was level 25 and you had to be level 26 to use them. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just infuse them into the boots I'm wearing now. So I infused them, thought nothing of it. And we were all doing this as it went on. And yeah, we got to one point and we were like, we're just getting fucking killed left, right and centre. And we had this like magic staff to like fuck everything up. And we were like, we can't even touch them. And then I was like, went into my options menu and saw that my like power level or whatever it is had gone down to like 250 or something. I was like, that's why. I'm meant to be like 330 at this point. And right. It's because like all the stuff that I had infused was also Like, I wasn't allowed to use it until I reached, like, the next level, and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot.
Okay.
It was just, like, the stupid things that, I'd forgotten about, because, like, you hit the level cap, like, quite quickly, going, like, you pretty much play the campaign kind of thing, and you get through the level cap on Destiny anyway. And, yeah, it was crazy. So they've done a lot of different... There's been fucking loads of changes, like... a lot of the exotic weapons and stuff like that have all been fucking super duper boosted, like all awesome. So I'm using like a 2-shot pulse rifle, Graviton Lance, and it's just fucking awesome. I'm loving it. Like it's bringing back that whole feeling of I feel super powerful now. I can just fuck shit up. I'm going as my warlock, which I haven't been doing recently. I've been playing as a hunter. And I'm using Dawnblade, which is the one where you can jump up in the sky and like slash your sword and fireballs come out of it. And every time I've done it, I'm just like, I'm just fucking shit up all over the place, and it's just lots of fun. It's brought a lot of the fun back for me. Whereas like with the Curse of Osiris, it was kind of like, this is pretty much nothing. So I think they've obviously taken a lot on board of what the community have said about it, the previous one, and yeah, it seems like they've really upped the ante for this one. So I'm going to carry on going through it, obviously, because I love it and I'll probably play it too much. But yeah, I'll report a bit more on it when I've finished the campaign, and I've had to go at this horde mode. I can't remember what it's actually called now. But like I think there's 7 levels, and like at level 3, 5 and 7 you earn like different types of gear and things like that. So there's lots of cool stuff to chase, loads of cool new items to get. And yeah, it looks like they've taken a lot of stuff that would have been in the Eververse behind like that paywall kind of thing or random chance, and actually implemented it into the game. And there's a lot of talk about like the secret quests for exotics and stuff like that, which I used to love in the original Destiny. So thumbs up from me so far.
No, it sounds positive, and yeah, I'd like to hear some more when you get through it and finish it off. I mean, I suppose at this point in that game's life cycle, they're not really... I suppose the focus shouldn't really be on new players, should it? It should be satisfying the people who have stuck with them.
Stuck with it, and obviously bought the season pass and stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah, and it sounds like they're going down that road, and that's probably for the best. One
of the good things I think we reported on a while ago is that all the multiplayer maps are available to everyone now, even if you don't have the expansion pass, which is. It makes a hell of a lot of sense, because I never played the Curse of Osiris. I played the Curse of Osiris Crucible map, I think once or twice, because it was in its own separate playlist. And I'm like, why would I just play that one map? I want to play them all and just put them all together. And so yeah, they've opened up all the maps to everyone.
Yeah, it's your best shout at matchmaking as well. Isn't it, at
exactly.
This point?
It's just stupid that like they don't do that. But, yeah. Anyway, yeah, cool. Destiny 2, loving it.
Nice, buddy. Is that all you've played this week? Other than we've got one we played.
Played some Fortnite, yeah!
Yay!
Might have got Funk involved on it as well. He's said, hey, I'll do that with you.
How did that go?
Oh, well, we haven't tried it yet, but he was like, I'm going to download it, and then we're going to get you to download it, and then we're going to play it.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for letting me in on your little insidious plan, buddies.
We're going to get you.
We'll see.
We'll see how that goes anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much me for this week. Like, nothing to report on Fortnite. I got my son the Battle Pass, Season Pass, whatever it's called. He fucking loves it because he's got all these new skins. So fuck it, he's happy, mate.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, fair play, buddy.
So what you been playing? I see you've been playing something different here. What's this all about?
Yeah, and this is very brief. So I literally, up until I think yesterday afternoon, I finished work at like 5 and turned my console on for the first time since like last Wednesday evening. So yeah, I've played like basically nothing on PS4. But I had to go on a site visit for work yesterday, and happened to be in on some rare occasion with one of my colleagues who has a Switch, and he's been threatening to bring it in for some time so that we could have a little crack during a lunch hour somewhere. Obviously, I'm not in an office anymore, so it's taken a while for that situation to actually happen. But it finally did. So yeah, I've played a little bit of Switch, just sort of half hour or so, and it was quite interesting. I played a game called Robonauts, which I think has been out for ages and is probably on PS4 as well. And that was just a little sort of mobile game thingy, so I probably won't bother talking about that. It's just, shooty, and then you're a robot, you jump from planet to planet, so you can jump off launch pads off of one planet and fly off into the sky onto another. Nicely put together, but it's a mobile game, essentially, and I think you want to be looking for more than that from the Switch.
Yes.
So the main event was Super Mario Kart 8. Is it Deluxe? I suppose it is on the Switch.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Obviously, you've got this and played the balls off it.
Yeah.
I played it with in the split screen mode with the little Joy-Con as my controller.
Yes.
And was very surprised at how good a job that controller did of that, actually.
Surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, genuinely so. I mean,
it's no bad.
I didn't realise that you slotted that back panel on with the bumpers. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. The Joy-Cons, when you take them off of the Switch itself, they don't have bumper buttons on the back of them, but it comes with these little sort of, just little sliders that you can slide on and then use bumpers on the back. I was genuinely really surprised at how well it worked. The fact that it's got like the full gyro in there as well, so it's just kind of surprised me. I mean, I've got like very big hands, and I thought this is like the worst possible thing for me, this tiny little thing. But within maybe 5 minutes, I'd forgotten that I was using like something smaller than a
smallest controller you've ever held.
Yeah. And that screen is really strong, isn't it? Like, that's a lovely screen.
Very,
on the Switch.
very good.
And it looked gorgeous. And it was running split screen. Like,
no problem. 2-player
wasn't plugged in.
That game plays fucking fantastically. Like single player and like 2-player. Like I think I said, like when you start adding 3-4 players, that's when it I think it drops down to like 30 frames after that. I'm sure
starts chugging. Yeah.
Still playable, but
yeah. I really enjoyed it actually. Very, very cool game. It's still as frustrating as it was on the SNES with its fucking blue shell bullshit and this, that, and the other. But very addictive and very fun. And it was nice to get my hands on the Switch because it's been out for some time now. I'd never even held one or anything, so I was kind of surprised by how it felt. Like it's relatively heavy, but I don't mean that negatively, and it feels wider than I was expecting as well. Like it feels like my hands are further apart, but that kind of makes sense as well, especially if you're kind of sitting like I am right now with my arms sort of on my legs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like width, like leg width or waist or width or whatever, comfortable apart, isn't it? Not shoulder width, maybe.
I'd like to have tried it with the Joy-Cons like popped out, so where you can just hold them and.
It's a very satisfying feeling when you're just lying there like gomming and you've got your arms by your sides, just like, and you're just playing a game.
You don't have to move or anything.
No, you just arms by your side and you're just like, nah. It's fucking awesome. So it's really, really good. And fucking obviously I'm keeping an eye on how things are progressing with that thing getting hacked, and I'm so excited about all the shit that I'm going to do on that. It's going to be so cool.
Have you been at all tempted by Donkey Kong? That came out last week, didn't it? Tropical Freeze. I suppose it's probably 45, 50 quid at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like they're just so expensive. Those Switch games at the moment, they really are. And yeah, I don't know. I can't think of really. I've still got Stardew Valley to crack on with, to be honest. And that's all that I've been playing when I pick it up. I've been doing that like every other week or so, just picking it up when I'm on the sofa and just cracking on with that. I'm not really talking about it because there's not really much more for me to say about that game, unfortunately. But I've got loads to do on that, and I've been dipping my toe back into Odyssey as well, because I can go back and do all the extra stars and stuff on that. So Yeah, no, I've still got loads to do, so nothing really on the horizon. If anything, the next game that I'm picking up is Zelda on that thing.
Yeah, and that's going to be an investment, that one, isn't it? That'd be a good one. I'm really interested to see what you think of that, because loads of people loved it, but quite a few people didn't as well. So,
well, I've got to try it, you know.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, well, that's me, buddy, in terms of what I've played and that you haven't. There was one other thing that we fired up after the podcast last week that I'd quite like to talk about.
Yeah.
And you know that I've been a big fan of the show for many years, and
we've always loved baseball games.
Yeah, we love baseball games, and obviously there's a new baseball game out. It's Xbox Games for Gold this month, so you're lucky Xbox players. We know how many of you there are now, by the way, but we'll get to that. They get it for free as part of that, for free, buddy, as part of their subscription for free. And we have to pay for it. Yeah, to be honest, I would have been well up for that. But there is a demo on the store. I think is it 30 quid or 35?
Yeah, it's 30 quid, 29.99.
Yeah.
UK pounds, Great British sterlings.
British Raheem Sterlings, great Sterlings.
Great Britannia.
I think most people who aren't familiar with this game would think it's a certain thing. And by that I mean quite a shallow arcadey experience, and therefore would probably balk at that price a little bit. From playing 3 or 4 games of the demo, what I was surprised by was quite how in-depth it was in terms of strategies and tactics and controls. Like, it's basically seems to do everything that the show does. And the show is a sim, and this is a game called Super Mega Baseball, where all of the characters are like cartoony and they've got stupid names. But obviously it's more arcadey in terms of like the pitching and the swinging, but everything else just, it feels really strong, like, and solid. That engine, I was really surprised by that. I suppose you had the original, didn't you, on the PC? Did you play much of that?
No.
Okay.
It was in a Humble Bundle thing. I was like, I'll have that for £1. And I think I played it once, and that was it, really. I don't know. I should probably go back and play it some more. But after playing the demo of number 2, I was like, it's a solid fucking baseball game.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's got much more like depth. There seems to be far more layers to it than I was expecting. It's not like it is arcadey to a degree, but you can basically, it's got like the whole fucking shebang.
There's the whole thing of like I can't remember what setting it was, but before you go into the game, you can rate yourself out of 0 to 100 on how good you are, and that pretty much judges the assists that the game gives you. Like, I was like, 10. Fuck it, I can't be arsed. I just want to smack the ball out of everywhere. So the computer was doing a lot of the work for me, so it was aiming my bat and things like that, and sorting some of my pitches out for me, which were gonna go all over the fucking place. So obviously, you know, if you turn that shit all the way up to the max, you're gonna get no assists, whatever, and it's gonna be quite the sim, I reckon.
Yeah, that difficulty scale is called the ego level, and I really like that. Yeah. That's such a funny thing to call a difficulty scale. Like, it's basically like, how much of a wanker are you? Like, how much do you think you're like?
Cunt.
I'm fucking Billy Big Balls. I don't need any of your help. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really nice.
It's pretty special.
I also liked the pitching style in this. How was it? It was like a hold down kind of thing.
There's a couple of different ways to do it. Yeah.
Okay, go on then.
You could either use the I think it was, if you used X, then you selected the pitch and where you were hoping to throw it, and then it sort of zeroed in and you had to move the stick to where you were had aimed it. But you could also, as you were saying, I think it's circle or square, you can hold it down and literally hold down and then release where you want it, and that affects everything, like the direction, the spin, the power. It's a really elegant way of doing it, isn't it?
It's really nice, yeah. Like, I definitely preferred the hold down method to the kind of double double tap kind of thing.
And you started mastering the hold down method for the swinging as well, didn't you?
As well.
I really struggled with that.
Obviously, X is just your standard swing. I think square was bunt or something. And then, circle was like you got the additional power meter. So you kind of had to judge how quickly the pitch or what type of pitch was coming at you straight off when they throw it. So you can time it to get like perfect power, and if you get perfect power and perfect precision, then that is gonna go a long way.
Yeah,
and it's just a different way of thinking about the mechanics of just baseball games. It was really cool, quite refreshing, I'd say.
I really like this. It's just whether or not I can con enough people on my friends list into buying it, because I want to play this 2v2s, and it has that.
I feel like when this goes in the sale, it'll go in the sale for 50% off. It's going to be one of those games where it's going to go down a fair whack in a sale.
I think 15 as a jumping in point for us is probably the best bet. But I do encourage everyone to download the demo.
Yeah, download the demo, definitely. Give it a burn, see what you think. Anyway.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those occasions where the demo it's not that big and it's actually the full game, I think. So if you download the demo, you can then kind of unlock it and you've got it installed and everything.
Yeah, it's all done, isn't it? Yeah,
it's one of those. Obviously, there's quite a few things to look at. There's a new sale, isn't there? Was it today on the UK store? Started?
Yeah, Gang Beasts is in there, buddy, for like 12 quid.
I think we've got to pick that up, mate.
I think so. I've got some... I'm topping up my account this week anyway, so I'll pick it up.
I think I've got the credit for that in my...
Have you? Okay, well, that'll do then.
I think 12 quid's low enough, isn't it?
I think so. It's a game that I've wanted for a long time, and it's only like a 25% discount, but still, 12 quid for a game that could well be extremely entertaining on a game night.
Fucking game night game. It's a game night game.
Exactly. It's going to be shenanigans.
Yep.
So we'll have to put the word out.
That's a full-blown gibbon, buddy. Well, unless you've got anything else that you've been playing, I suppose we should probably move on. And now it's time for the news. Number one. Number wang. Just a little cheeky one here from me, buddy. The news that there's a few new backwards compatible games on the Xbox. Dragon Age 2, Saints Row 2, and Burnout Revenge have been added to the mix. Burnout Revenge. Fucking great game.
Mate, we need to get an Xbox One.
I think you might be right.
I think when I've moved and I've settled in, got my new room all set up, I'm going to buy one, because just the fact that I can play, 360 games on it, I can play some original Xbox games on it, it's just awesome.
It's getting to the point now where, because of the way that you can play all of these old original Xbox games and 360 games, like if you have like your beautiful like man dungeon games room type thing, then you could also almost justify like an Xbox One with a cheap TV setup as a separate TV setup to your main thing. So you've just got this little arcade space where you can kind of go and play your Xbox stuff. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, tellies are coming down so much now as 4K takes hold.
Like it's definitely going to be in the next year, one is going to be getting purchased.
Yeah, absolutely. The 1080 sets are becoming so cheap because 4K is coming down lower and lower. I think it's going to be a Black Friday deal for me. I think I'm going to have to take the plunge this year. It's probably going to happen. But either way, that's pretty cool. Dragon Age 2, Burnout Revenge, Saints Row 2, now backwards compatible. Number 2, we haven't got much news this week. No,
I've got fuck all, mate, so enjoy this.
I think it's like the world is, it feels a bit holiday-ish. So there's not much going on. But anyway, number 2, PUBG stops players from trading personal items. This is said to be a temporary measure and is designed to stop what they call abusing the system, basically trading items to dummy characters so that you can sell them to third-party websites. So this is kind of, this is the whole selling items, in-game items externally that they're trying to clamp down on here. I suppose, what can you say other than this is the first sign of a dev doing something about these reports from Europe claiming PUBG's loot system is gambling? You know, Belgium and the Netherlands sort of sticking the boot in and saying this isn't on, you can't do this. So, it would appear that they're trying to take measures there. They've said it's temporary because they are hoping to find some way around.
Obviously.
They still want people to be able to share items.
Trade stuff, but they don't want people to make money off that. So, you know, it's going to be a tricky situation on finding a perfect balance of how to do that. And, I mean, there's always going to be ways of doing it, like people just, even if it's just a case of people having shit on their account and then selling the account on, you know, that's been done in the past. So, good on them for trying to do something, but it's just a case of seeing where it goes.
Absolutely.
They're probably only doing it because, you know, they'd get sued. If they weren't going to get fucked over, they would have left it.
Yep, absolutely, probably the case there. Either way, I haven't come up with, in my head, any way of them allowing player trading whilst preventing people from abusing that. I'd be very interested to find out what they come up with, and obviously we'll keep you guys posted on that. So there's that. Next, Star Trek Bridge Crew, buddy. There's a DLC expansion coming out.
What?
Oh, yeah. And it's the one I've wanted for a while, buddy. This is Star Trek Bridge Crew, The Next Generation. It's coming out on the 21st of July. Will allow you to take control of 2 next-gen, like Picard-era Starship Enterprises, do missions and shit from that era. It'll be in and out of VR, so you can play that thing without your headset or with a headset. Yeah, indeed. And it will be £12.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad. But that's not standalone as far as I'm aware. You still need the actual game for that. So obviously that's... Yeah, some companies have done that where they've been like, standalone, whatever.
It would have been nice if it was a standalone, I reckon.
I think so, but either way, that'll be something that I'm definitely snapping up. Just absolutely 100%. Fucking love it. So there you go. Next, we will move on to... What have we got? Nintendo. Yes, let's talk about Nintendo and their online subscription service, buddy. They've been threatening it for a while. I think most people probably thought it would have arrived by now, and are kind of baffled that it hasn't. But yeah, they've started outlining the online subscription service. You've got some price points here. So £18 or €20 or $20. That's per year, but that's for one user. So if it's just you who uses your Switch or would be using it online or whatever, then it's £18 a year to use that online service. And obviously get the perks that come with it, including free games and so on. But if there's more than one of you using the Switch, then they've tiered it so that you need a family pass, and that is £31.49 or €35 or $35 per year for a family pass. That allows up to 8 accounts. To have access to all of the online functionality and the other perks that come with it. That's
a bit of a cunt move.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty competitive with PlayStation and Xbox, isn't it? I mean, it basically means that if you got a Switch and you were the only one using it, then you don't have to pay the same subscription as someone who has multiple accounts on their system. Is that not a good thing, or do you...
Yeah, but this service is going to be ball bags compared to like the likes of Xbox Live and PS Plus.
Oh yeah, it goes without saying.
So that was the whole reason of it being cheaper, because you knew it was going to be shitter. in a simple way of putting it. I just don't understand why if you got to pay a different amount for like more users using it, like why can't I just pay like one price for my Switch like you do with like a PlayStation?
Well, they could argue if they'd come out and said it was $31.50 a year and there was no other option, would you be complaining?
Yeah, because that's too much.
You think it's too much?
Yeah, I think so. For a service that hasn't been proven, and it's more than likely going to be terrible, because it doesn't even have voice chat on the console itself. You have to use your phone.
Yeah, that was...
I mean... I don't know. I don't... It really depends on what this service actually provides. You know, like the NES games, like is it still that thing where you get it for a month and then it's gone?
No, as far as I know, there's going to be a NES game library on there now,
and you can just access that library while you pay your subscription, so you don't get it to keep it.
As far as I'm aware, that's the way.
That's what PS
same
Plus
as PS
does,
Plus,
isn't it? Yeah, but Xbox, you get to keep them, don't you?
The other thing about it is the NES games have all been souped up with online functionality.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I do like that. The fact that there's online multiplayer and stuff on the NES games. That is quite interesting.
The idea you could be playing old Mario games over the internet is pretty awesome, especially that being a native thing. I get where you're coming from with the price. I think that we know enough about Nintendo and the internet to know that this will probably be pretty wank, this service, at least in the beginning. I do, however, think that if this just came out and it was announced that they were launching this at 30 quid, I don't really think...
most people would be like, oh yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and the fact that they've given you that option with the lower tier, I don't really know what to make of that. I mean, as I sort of said, playing devil's advocate with you, yeah, you know, if you're just one dude using a Switch, then that's cool. You can, you know, for under 20 quid, you can get online. It's not very family-friendly model, is it,
no,
for Nintendo?
It's
not,
for
for what is definitely a family console, marketed as such. With looking at you with your cardboard and bullshit, Nintendo. So yeah, anyway, whatever you think of those price points, those are the ones that they're quoting at this point. You get your 20 NES game library, more added after launch, all with added online multiplayer. They'll also provide a cloud storage backup system for save games. This is something Sony also kind of paywalls behind PS Plus, although granted on PlayStation you can save to USB. This is kind of important, this storage stuff on Switch, because obviously you're going to be short of storage, I'd imagine, on a Switch, especially over time. So that could be quite a perk, quite a boon, provided the service is kind of robust enough to
it
be
might
there
also
for you.
mean that you can quite easily transfer your saves between Switches, because I know Nintendo have all kinds of weird shit about being able to use different consoles and stuff like that. I mean, if this kind of alleviates that, that's a big fucking bonus.
That would be cool.
I must say.
I mean, as you said, it's like you think the service is going to be toilet. I totally agree with you, and that's something that Nintendo really needs to address, because they just it's like your dad trying to understand these things. Like, it's just not, you know, it just doesn't feel like they know what they're doing a lot of the time, and that's a bit of a concern when they're launching a worldwide fucking online subscription service. But
that's why it didn't launch with one, buddy, because they still haven't got a fucking clue.
Just hire some dudes and fucking work it out, honestly. I mean, it's worth noting that Microsoft still delivers the online storage thing for free. Just, I feel like, you know, highlighting that because it's cool. It's also worth noting that despite this online subscription service coming to fruition, they still won't be providing, as you said, any native voice chat on the console. You have to do all your party chatting via a shitty fucking mobile app on a separate device to the Switch itself, which is just archaic, just crazy, frankly. Whatever, fine. The service will launch in September, and yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the attachment rates there. I think a lot of people would have bought that Switch with no interest whatsoever in online gaming for it. I think you probably fall into that camp, don't you? You kind of bought it for, your kids and to play Nintendo first-party titles on it, not fucking Doom or whatever.
I can't think of... Yeah. I definitely did not buy it to play Doom multiplayer online.
Gibbons.
It's all about just like... The only game that I think I would play online or I'd like to play online is Splatoon, but then again, I don't think I'd play it online for that long, so fuck that.
Yeah, probably play it to give it a go. Perhaps they'll do some of these free weekends and stuff once it gets going, and maybe they'll cultivate some sort of community there. But we'll see, and we'll keep you posted on further developments there. But yes, service will launch in September. No firm date in September, but September sometime is when this will happen.
Gibbons.
So finally, from me, is this finally from me? This is like a big old selection of EA news. I think I've got 2 stories here. Yeah, I was being a pernice. Here we go. Nice. EA slaps March 2019 release date on game everyone has already forgotten about, Anthem. This is the last slot before the end of the financial year. It used to be the slot that they launched Mass Effect in. So yeah, Anthem's coming out March 2019. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean... I thought this game would be coming out sooner than that, and in my head, it's like the reason it isn't is because they're currently removing all of the pay-to-win mechanics and loot crates. That's how. That's. I've got no evidence to support that, but in my head, that's what I think, and I think a lot of people are probably thinking the same. But have you got any interest in this? I mean, it's a big budget title, isn't it? And the
I'm still very
cool.
Excited about this game because the footage, like you said, looked really cool. Obviously, it's got 4-player co-op, I think. So. I mean, that's always a bonus for me. Playing with some dads and stuff. So. Yeah, it's definitely on my radar. I feel like last time I had heard some news about it, it was pushed back to 2019. And yeah, thoughts were it was going to be early 2019, get it out before the old fiscal year and all that bollocks in it. So, I thought that's when it was going to come out. Kind of still excited about it, but hey, it'd be nice to know more about it.
Well, I think now we know it's March 2019, then we can expect a pretty sizable showing at E3 this year.
Yeah,
which of course is next month now, buddy. Fucking year just disappearing before our eyes.
Not now.
So I'm sure we'll see some more of it there. That was news that came out of the latest EA shareholders conference meeting, whatever you want to call it. The other interesting thing that came out of that meeting, and this, I don't know how much we can put into this, like how concrete this is. Basically, this is what happened. EA said, as part of their presentation, the combined install base of Xbox One and PS4 at the end of 2017 was 103 million units. That's a lot. That is a lot. Now, it's also fairly common knowledge that Microsoft have been very careful to give they've literally given no sales figures for, fuck knows, man, like a year and a half. They just haven't. And you suspected that that's because they were behind, but no one really knew how far behind they were. Well, based on the fact that Sony have been quite vocal with their sales figures, certainly up to the end of 2017, if 103 million people are playing on Xbox and PS4, we know for a fact that Sony's shifted 73 million PS4s. So that would mean that Microsoft has only sold 30 million Xbox One consoles by the end of 2017.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot at all.
Now, sure, it might have flourished. A lot of the figures leading up to Christmas may not have kind of been published or come through by the end of the year. They launched the Xbox One. That would have made a difference as well. But if these figures are accurate, and I don't really know why, I think this is a fuck up by EA. I'm not sure Microsoft would be especially pleased about it. But I also see no reason why they would make that figure up. Like, why would they make that figure up? It doesn't make any sense, especially 103 million, rather than just sort of roughly 100 million or something.
Yeah.
Which, basically suggests that the PS4 has outsold the Xbox by 2 to 1.
That's crazy.
At least up to the end of 2017. Now, we've seen sales figures on software that's kind of supported that to a degree.
Yeah,
nothing conclusive. But yeah, if that's true, then no wonder Microsoft hasn't announced their figures. They've sold less than fucking half of Sony's consoles. It's
crazy, isn't it?
It's staggering.
I don't know. I mean, especially after the pedigree of the 360, and then.
They had a rough start.
Of that. Probably, of course they did. But
probably Phil motherfucking Spencer would be saying, "Look, this could have been much worse."
Yeah, no, it could have been a lot worse. To be honest,
this is a console that launched with a mandatory Kinect and a price point of £450. So
it wasn't a good start.
No, and perhaps this is a reasonable recovery, or could be considered one. But at the end of the day, that is a huge gap, especially considering the fact that I don't really believe there's very much between them in terms of the quality. In fact, over the last 18 months, I would argue that although Sony has had a few better exclusives, some of them quite important, Horizon, God of War, for example, as an overall package, I think Microsoft's been smashing it out the park for the last year or so.
Yeah, you've got to think that this E3, Microsoft have got to smash it on the games front, really.
They need something, don't they? Because it's been too much Halo and too much Gears.
Well, I'd say, yeah, exactly. They need something new and fucking amazing.
They need 3 IPs. They need to come out and be like, here's 3 new IPs. These games.
We're going to have a battle royale game. There's going to be I was going to say a first-person shooter, but that's Halo.
It's going to be a game where you and your family stand in front of the TV, buddy, and you pretend that you're in a raft, going down a river rapids, and you got to lean from side to side, and then occasionally all jump at the same time. And I mean, eventually they could even maybe end up setting some sort of peripheral for that, perhaps like an inflatable or something. Maybe that'd be good. That
sounds pretty good.
Expect some sort of Fable news at this year's E3.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
That's got to be happening. Other than that, your guess is as good as mine, really, in terms of...
It's just going to be I mean, they I remember last year, a couple of games they tried to do and just failed on miserably was that fucking one, that Fox one... The kids' Fox Tales or whatever it was.
Oh
called,
yeah, Super Lucky's Tale.
Yeah, and then also that kind of MOBA with that fucking announcer that came to nothing. Do you remember the one with the really weird announcer on it?
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
I think that ended up just being like a Steam Early Access game or something shit like that.
Yeah,
I can't remember now.
I remember a beardo dude standing on a podium going, "Oh my god!" like that.
That is it.
I remember that and not the game.
And nothing really. Microsoft didn't do well.
It's going to be an interesting E3.
Yeah. Oh, they could have No Man's Sky this year, couldn't they?
I think Sony's doing a bit of a Vita with the Pro as well. I'd say it's not. I was expecting more advertising for the Pro, sustained advertising.
Possibly. I mean, in all the adverts and stuff, it's always better with a Pro and all that.
That's true,
isn't it?
That's
so
true.
It's still there.
They're soft pushing it rather than really going.
Yeah, for it. I think so. Which I think is probably the right way to do it because. If you're selling consoles, aren't you? Really, it's
I mean, if you're buying a new PlayStation now, then you're buying a Pro, surely. If my one,
unless you know nothing about computer games, then yeah.
If my one died and I needed to replace it, I'd buy a Pro.
You buy a Pro, of course you would.
And if anyone was buying one new now, I'd recommend a Pro. So yeah, maybe it's just
we did.
Yes, indeed.
However many episodes it was.
Yeah,
you're welcome, Dan.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
EA
giving the game away with possible sales figures that Microsoft will neither confirm nor deny. But there we go. Slightly shocking, I would say. But hey, they're on the up. So there you go. Finally, from me, buddy, and also Microsoft related, Microsoft is dropping support for Minecraft on old-gen consoles. This means there'll be no more patches for the 360, PS3, Wii U, and Vita versions. This was on the Mojang blog, and this was a real surprise to me. I don't know why, I just didn't think this would be the case. The Mojang blog claims that these platforms, the 360, PS3, Wii U and Vita, make up only 5% of the entire user base of Minecraft
95% of that 5% beta.
they're all Vita players. I was under the impression that lots of little kids were still playing Minecraft on old 360s and PS3s. Maybe
they've all got tablets, mate. Like they're just playing on that.
Yeah,
they just play on their dad's phone or on the tablet.
Sure, okay,
or on the Switch now because kids love that. Who knows?
I do like a bit of Minecraft.
It's a good game.
It's a good game.
It's a very good game.
Well, there you go. That's my news, buddy. I think it's probably time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well. And that, of course, is Ash's News Favourite Things of the Week.
If you like news but hate information, you have found the right place. Ash's News Favourite Thing of the Week.
Cheers, buddy. Do you want to become a millionaire in GTA Online?
No.
All right then. Okay, next bit. Well, if you did want to, you just got to log in every day this week and you get like $1 million. You ain't got to do nothing. Just
every day?
Every day.
$1 million a day?
Nah, not $1 million a day. Like for your first login, you get 250k and then 150 every day after that, up until like the 14th or something. Who knows?
Man.
Yep.
Cool.
Sony now allows you to open up your PS4 and it won't void your warranty if you live in the States. There you go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, like Sony have come up and been like, yeah, okay, fuck it. We're breaking the law. We better not do that. You can do it. You can open up your consoles. Have fun.
Fill your boots. Put whatever you want in there. Soup.
Yeah. Bit of soup. Yeah.
Dog dirt. Johnny's.
Use Johnny's.
Use Johnny's.
Yeah, just lots of semen.
A feather boa.
Go on.
Papyrus.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, it literally this only applies to people in the US and Canada. But yeah, you are allowed to open up your consoles while still retaining your warranty. There you go.
Shit.
If you want to give it a clean, you can.
Nice.
Which is kind of nice because like that would have been quite nice. Like
I can't get those fucking screws out now. They've burnt to shit. I only opened it once.
I know, they're fucking terrible, aren't they?
Useless. Awful.
Absolute ball bags.
Keep meaning to machine them all out and replace them with the standard Philips.
One day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, buddy, last bit of news this week, but fucking hell, it's a big old crazy one, which is probably a load of bollocks, but that's why I love it. Walmart Canada might have just completely spoiled a lot of E3 for me. And now it's going to spoil it for you too.
Yeah! Fire away, buddy.
Yeah, a batch of listings appeared on Walmart Canada, such as... where should we start? A new Splinter Cell.
What? Are there release dates on any of these? Or is it
No, of course not. These are just placeholders. And looking at it, they're just like black things with like writing on it and stuff like that. So... I have no idea if this is true or false, but a lot of people are kind of going a bit bananas over this.
Splinter Cell, yeah!
Yeah, Splinter Cell. Rage 2, buddy. Lego DC Villains. I know that's a big one for you. Gears of War 5.
Wow.
Yeah, who'd have thought it? A new Assassin's Creed game.
No.
Yeah. Just Cause 4. That'll run really well.
That'll run brilliantly.
Other games, some kind of Destiny Comet, apparently. I don't know what that's going to be. What else was there? Borderlands 3. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's on the
nice.
way. We know that's on the way.
Yes, The Last of Us 2 as well. Final Fantasy 7 Remake. What else? Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is in the make. The Division 2, which we also know. One said Forza Horizon 5. Seems to be a bit inaccurate because the last Forza Horizon was 3.
Indeed, they've jumped the gun a little bit there.
They just went
skip
for it.
4. Just completely skip 4.
Yeah, and finally Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I played quite a bit of Dragon Quest Builders, and it was okay.
Yeah, it was all right, that game.
It was fine. So we'll have to wait and see if any of that is true. But yeah, fucking new Splinter Cell, buddy.
I think we'll do. We're probably only 3 or 4 weeks away from doing an E3 predictions show.
No, never. I'm not doing it.
I have to say, Splinter Cell would have been one of mine, and still will.
PS5,
PS5,
Xbox
under your chair.
One XS.
XS. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Nintendo Switcheroo.
The Switcheroony. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a larger screen and it can't be hacked really easily now.
It's got a 3D mode where it's got like
you strap it to your face.
It's got pins either side.
Yeah,
and you just flip the screen really fast, and it just like spins and spins and spins and spins.
Yeah,
and that's your 3D mode there, like on the old 3DS.
I like it.
Yep,
that's nice. That makes sense. We could try and predict what the next Labo thing is going to be. I reckon aeroplane.
Dildo.
That's a fucking big dildo. I guess the Joy-Cons aren't that big, so yeah.
Yeah, pop them in there like double A's, mate, inside the tube.
What's the vibration called? 3D vibration or whatever it is. I can't remember. It's HD rumble. There you go, buddy. Feel that HD rumble in your bum.
There you go. Right
or
up there.
Badge. What else?
Wherever you want to put it, frankly.
Anyhow.
It's your funeral.
HD rumble. The first HD rumble dildo.
Yeah.
I feel like we're onto something.
E3
here,
predictions. Well, they're branching out with the adult market with these £18 subscription services, buddy. So next,
don't forget the what's it? The bits that you cut out, whatever the blueprints or whatever they're called.
Yep.
You can just download them off the website, and you can make them out of any material.
Any material, cucumber,
cucumbers,
marrow,
melons, marrow,
yep, whatever you want, really.
An old dildo.
Just an old one. Yeah.
Slightly used.
Slightly.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's my news.
Took a turn, didn't it, your news? But
sometimes that will happen.
Sometimes that will happen. Well, thank you so much, buddy, for your news. That was, of course, your news. And before that was, of course, my news. And that was, of course, the news.
Just news.
And now it's time for Out This Week.
That's a lot out this week. Jesus Christ.
There's some bits and bobs, buddy. We'll work our way through them, starting with this.
Go.
Battle Chasers Night War is coming to the Switch. This is a turn-based RPG from THQ Nordic, and that's out on Switch this week.
That's out this week.
Yep. Switch game. Always good. Switch games. Tempted by Switch games. You never know, buddy. Might like the look. He's looking it up. He doesn't like the look.
No.
Then there is no pleasing you. We'll move on. Dragon's Crown Pro is coming to the PS4. This is a 2D action RPG. This is a remaster from...
Yes!
This was a PS3 game.
Yes!
So, yeah, there you go. More interestingly, Horizon Chase Turbo comes to PS4 and PC.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
This is nothing to do with that, no. This looks, to me, to just be the game Outrun, but massively up-resed, looking really tasty.
Oh my god, yeah.
And it's got some form of multiplayer as well, online, I think, multiplayer.
Yeah, it's definitely got split screen. I'm watching it right now. I mean, no.
I don't know that it would be fun.
I don't
really.
like it. I don't know. No, I don't like it.
I don't know. I have to see what the price is on that, but
I will pay £2 for that game.
I think it will be more. but yeah, it looks really nice actually, and they've done a great send up of Outrun there. But at the end of the day, like I think Outrun's still fun to play.
I'm sorry, there's like a camper van and it's going 230 kilometers an hour. I mean, no.
He's not happy with the realism on the
just no
pastiche of Outrun.
Next,
Omen Sight is coming to the PS4 and the PC. This is an action murder mystery game. The graphics look like that game Bound with the private dancer.
I'd never played it.
Yeah, that was a nice game. I played quite a bit of that.
Cool.
And this looks pretty nice as well. Don't know a great deal about it. I just watched a few videos. It's kind of come out of nowhere. It wasn't on my radar at all. But pretty interesting looking game. And you having a look? What do you think?
I'm having a look. Yeah, look at that game.
Looks nice, doesn't it?
Art style looks very nice.
Yeah, Gibbons.
Yeah.
So that's Omen Sight, PS4 and PC this week. Also out this week, we have baffling game Far: Lone Sails. This is Far Lone Sails coming to the PC. This is a vehicle adventure game. This looks great. Like, this looks really cool. So it's got a bit of FTL about it, as far as I can tell, in that you're kind of controlling a character inside the vehicle as well as sometimes driving the vehicle. So if a fire kind of erupts in the engine room, then you can kind of run down there and put it out from a sort of 2D side-scrolling perspective. But it's also looks like it's got a big old story to it, and the actual vehicle itself is this sort of huge mechanical, almost like a sort of truck crossed with a combine, crossed with a spaceship, but a little bit more sort of steampunky.
It's got sails as well.
It has got sails. It looks really nice, art style wise. Very cool, quite interesting, sort of unique look to it. I quite like the look of that, and that's out this week on PC. We also have Fox and Forest on PS4, Xbox One, Switch and PC. This is a proper old school 16-bit platformer type thing. Looks like Gauntlet with a fox. Like I'm talking if someone showed you this and said, look at this Mega Drive game, you'd be like, oh yeah, a Mega Drive game. Mega retro platformer. If you like your old school platformers.
Mega retro.
If you like your old school,
you're absolutely right. It looks like a Mega Drive game.
They've nailed it. If that's what they were aiming
they've
for.
They totally nobbled that.
They did it. We also have Worlds Adrift on PC, which the developers of describe as an unscripted sandbox MMO. As far as I can tell, it's like a third-person, big open-world Ark-esque sandbox game, but you've got like a ninja rope, so you can kind of swing like underneath floating platforms and all sorts of stuff like that. It looks very much like the sort of game that I'd play for an hour and think, this is really cool, but now what? But that's just me. I think I saw possibly the Yogs or someone giving this a burn about 6 months ago. It's been in early access for some time, but it looks pretty cool. So that's Worlds Adrift. We've got Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. This, of course, is the hack and slash Wii U game, Nintendo cheeky Zelda game, and that is coming to Switch as they continue to port Wii U games to the Switch.
Yeah, because
no one bought the Wii U.
Yeah, might as well try and make some money out of them now.
It makes sense. They're great games.
It really does.
And
make
only
sense,
sort of 2 million people got to play them.
Whereas now a lot more will.
I think it's different. I realise they're still sort of cashing in to a degree, but I do think it's different than remastering a 360 game. You know, these are really high quality pieces of software on a console that basically flopped, and they admitted it flopped, and now they're making the most of all of that work, and I've got no problem with them doing it.
It's a funny way of seeing it, isn't it? To be honest.
It feels might hypocritical on my part, but I don't know. I just have a great deal of respect for Nintendo's development skills, and you know, I think it's entirely fair when they had such a tiny install base before. If they're going to up-res fuck out of that and launch it on a new system for fairly competitive prices as well, then I think that's fair game.
I think I'm okay with it because like they've already brought out like Zelda and, you know, a new Mario and stuff like that. So they've brought some really good first party stuff.
Yeah, they've not led with them.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, oh, hey, we've got this back catalogue of like games that no one ever played. But, you know, luckily there's already the good stuff that's out.
Agreed. Yep. So that's out this week on your Switch, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. We've also got Little Nightmares, the complete edition. It's another game that's been out on the current gen systems for some time, and now it's coming to Switch. Fun old little puzzler game. And finally, and I suppose, I mean, we've got lots of games coming out this week, and a lot of them look pretty interesting, but this is probably the big one, I would say. State of Decay 2 is coming to Xbox One and PC. This is Zombie Survival Town. Lots of people very excited about this. Big old co-op elements.
I was going to say, like, the original one, it was meant to have online co-op, but then didn't they pull it,
I think they bailed because, I mean, the original, it ran like a bit of a dog. Like, they had some sort of performance issues there. It was incredibly promising, but they never really hit the heights that they wanted to.
Wasn't the original the game where when they up-resed it, there was loads of cocks everywhere?
Indeed, buddy, yes. This was a team that farmed out some of the texture work towards the end of the development cycle, and the guys that came in working freelance, some of them or one of them, put very, very tiny pictures of cocks all throughout the scenery so that when you blew that image up, it looked horrifyingly like loads and loads of cocks.
Beautiful.
Pretty funny.
Masterclass.
Good stuff. But yeah, that's a big one, isn't it? Like, and again, that's the sort of game that Microsoft needs to have coming out, but it's still not as big as something like God of War or Horizon, but or Uncharted or whatever. But
yeah, it's still quite a big game, but yeah, it hasn't got that kind of pedigree behind it. But like if they came out and I don't know, I kind of already know what this game is, and I don't really know anything about it. Do you get that feeling with it?
Well, certainly, yeah. I've got an image in my head of what it is. What I would say is, if Microsoft had the sort of first-party lineup that they should, then this wouldn't be a big deal. I don't think.
That's also true.
But yeah, it looks cool. I would like to play it, and if it came out on the PS4, then I'd probably be trying to talk you into picking it up, because I do quite like co-op survival games.
I love zombies.
He's just a huge fan. Just keep them coming. Keep those zombie games coming. He loves it. Absolutely loves it. Anyway, there you go. That's out this week. Plenty of stuff to get your teeth into.
That's out this week.
There you go.
Yay.
And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Fuckwit Corner with Funk. Fuckwit Corner with Funk. He's got some questions for Funk.
Has he got any questions?
Funk's got this. He says, played a shit ton of Far Cry now, and it's freaking sweet, buddies. Of course, worth remembering that Funk picked up Far Cry 5 when it hit the sale last week, so he's been playing that. It's just Far Cry on steroids, obviously, but it's excellent. reckon it'd be a proper giggle co-op too. Yeah, I do really kind of want to play this.
We'll get it at some point.
It's going to happen, yeah.
Before the year's out.
Something that does put me off, though, is his next sentence. Funk says, "It's weird how the Wild Pants single-player campaign is basically identical to Far Cry, just third-person style."
Okay.
I mean, I suppose, yeah, I get where he's coming from. Like, it's a big, sprawling open world with lots of missions across it.
What you want to do.
And it's also these cult leaders, and you take out different parts of them. Like they're
I guess so it's like the cartel or whatever, isn't it? Yeah.
I would hope that the acting and the story is a little bit better than Wild Pants.
Apparently, it's not though.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
How many games can they make on that model? Says Funk. I would say they've already made too many. I think most would agree. Would you agree with that? Or do you think they're going to...
I think so, yeah. I mean, you can't knock Ubisoft because they have, delved into other areas like, Forerunner and Steep. So, I don't know, at least... if you looked at it, that whole kind of open world, go here, do stuff, like, they rinsed the fuck out of it with, like, Assassin's Creed... your Ghost Recon, the Far Cry, the Crew. Like they put it into as many games as they possibly could. I think now they're kind of trying to move away from that a bit with some of their franchises, which is good. But yeah, I think we're still going to see these type of games coming out all the time from them. I don't see why not.
I mean, they sell. Far Cry is still the biggest selling, or it was the biggest selling title until God of War came out. So yeah, they sell, and people tend to like them, and they review well. They're just a little uninspired, but they could just as easily argue that they're creating solid titles. Again, like, compared to where we were a couple of years ago, some of the games that were coming out, like, completely busted. Now we're complaining because they're just a little bit uninteresting at times. Maybe that's better.
That is better.
I don't know.
Because, maybe you can play them.
Yeah,
obviously.
Exactly.
They're not fucked.
Yeah. Well, we will pick that up at some point, and I've no doubt Funk will have some more for us about it. I'd really like to know about the story and the acting and whether there's anything like worth listening to there. Of course, Funk knows as well as you do, buddy, that when it comes to Wild Pants, I've turned off all voice acting and subtitles. I never know what's going on in that game, and I feel it's a much better game for that. I'd like to know if that's still the case with this. Like, is it really wank, or is it worth like actually paying attention to story-wise? Is there anything that separates it from like Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 4 in terms of your sort of minute-to-minute gameplay of like poncing around an island and maybe like stabbing a boar and fucking, driving a jeep? Like, is there anything else going on, or is it just more of this sort of, what's the stealth gameplay like? Obviously, that's a pretty important thing. I'd like to know. I mean, Far Cry games, for me, they should be like super stealthy, or at least you have the option. Obviously, I've played a lot of Phantom Pain, so I think they've kind of nailed stealth in that, and I'd want Far Cry to be sort of similar. So yeah, I'd like to know a few bits, Funk, if you don't mind, as you continue to work your way through it. And regardless of all of that, I'll probably end up buying it at some point just to play it co-op with you guys. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks very much, Funk.
Gibbons.
Every week we end the show with questions and comments sent in by you. If you've got anything for us, just pop an email to the jfgpodcast@gmail.com or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or at justforgamers.co.uk.
And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
You got a question we wanna know. Street Beat. Facebook, Twitter, we're on them all. So hit us up and be on the show. Street Beat. The JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We wanna know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show. And JJ's on the show. He should have been on the show last week, but we missed it. Apologies for that, buddy.
My bad.
we just didn't check in time, which was ludicrously silly of us. But luckily, like clockwork, here we are again a week later, buddies. And here's a comment from JJ. He posted this on the Street Beat page of our website, buddies, and you can go ahead and do that too and get on the show just by heading to www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk /Street Beat, and you can find the Street Beat page there. Also, our Discord channel is in there as well, so you can jump in on that, join the discussion. We do a little bit of talking in there about stuff, and I'm sure that's going to pick up over the time as well. So anyway, this is what JJ had to say. He says this. Hey, buddies. Get where you're coming from, Alex. There really isn't anything for co-op play that everyone I know is willing to try. After 1,000+ hours into Battlefield 4 to many into that shit show Battlefield 1, I'm kind of over competitive multiplayer at the moment. That and the looming loot crates and games as a service, I'm not even hyped for any. Have to say I thought Alex would get into Monster Hunter. When that comes to PC, I'll have something to play with friends. I wish more games were like that. Just give me a solid 25 hours or so with friends, and hell, I'll even pay $75. Just not some half-assed games as a service that really isn't even done. Till then, it's been nice getting to Completion Town.
Oh, I love it. Completion Town.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go.
Good luck with only putting 25 hours into Monster Hunter World, though, buddy. That shit will take a bit longer. But yeah, I get what he's saying.
How much do you reckon you played of that in the end?
I think I got about 50, 60 hours into it.
Yeah, that's value, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I see that as good value. Compared to other games I've played and finished the campaign in like 20 hours or 10 hours or whatever and be like, well, that was that. But hey, it's games, isn't it?
It's a full-blown gibbon, buddy, affirmatory. It's nice to know that I'm not alone in terms of being a little bit down on the releases this year so far, and also the idea of these sort of, I don't know, I'm just still not convinced by these games as a service things. I think in an ideal world, like it would be better because it would be well supported, but also technology and innovation would be moving forward at the same time.
Yeah,
the two things don't go hand in hand for me.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So yeah, I mean, firstly, holy shit that the amount of time that JJ's played Battlefield 4, man.
That's a lot of hours.
That's a lot. That is a lot of hours. I thought about reinstalling Battlefield 1 the other day. I don't know if that's something you'd be interested in.
I updated mine the other day, to be honest. I've got it there ready to go if you want to play some. I don't know.
Do you get
it just depends on if... Go on.
No, I'm just...
I was just going to say, like, he's saying about like the competitive multiplayer. I don't think you're in that mindset anymore as well. You just don't want to do it.
It's true.
But then again, you play quite a lot of competitive like PES and stuff like that. Like, but different game mode, isn't it? Really, like football, shooting, different stuff. It's what you're comfortable with, I guess, isn't it? Like,
I think that's a big deal. That's a big part of it. What you're comfortable with. I think also PES. PES never stresses me out or winds me out.
The fuck out of me
in the way
I can't stand it. Not like as in like the game itself. Like I get fucking super, like my heart start beating and I'm like sweating. I'm like fucking spazzing out. Like I just can't do it. It's because I'm not that skillful at that game, and I think that's where it comes down to.
Well, you only play it a maximum of like an hour and a half, 2 hours a week, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. So. That's what I'm saying. Whereas like I play like shooters like on a fairly to regular basis. Whereas like, I'm quite happy to jump into like any kind of first person shooter. And I'll be like, yeah, cool. I'm just shooting dudes. I'm happy with this because I feel it's just because I do it. You know, I do it a lot more during the week. Whereas, you know, like with you, it's a case of you're more comfortable playing PES. That doesn't like stress you out or like get your antsy in your pantsy like it does with me, kind of thing. I think it's like a comfort zone thing.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's a case of.
And obviously, with that comfort zone comes enjoyment. You know,
exactly,
which is the main point of playing games.
Yeah, I've played so many hundreds of PES games. I don't stress out anymore, but I do think that a lot of shooters, they just rile me up, like especially like just before I go to bed and stuff. It tends to be a pretty terrible idea. And then the case with Wild Pants, like the tension of that, like pisses me off as well. Like I just want to be kind of comfy and boring, I suppose, at this point. But yeah, no, I still kind of wish that there were a few more examples of these games that you can just co-op your way all the way through.
Definitely.
I think that'd be really cool. I think we should probably
try Monster Hunter World, buddy. But just we'll smash it.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a shit game, but it's good fun.
I should probably at least play it, but I haven't.
We have got it.
Yeah,
you won't enjoy it.
No, I don't think I will.
No.
Well,
good game though.
Roll on more co-op games anyway. Obviously, Red Dead's on the way. I think that the online in that will keep us going for some time. I'd quite like to go back to GTA 5 again, if I'm honest.
Well, mate, if you log in this week...
Oh, yeah?
You can earn some money.
Oh, right.
I heard that in some news section earlier. It was a really good bit of news.
I may well consider that, buddy. Thanks for letting me know about it.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. Well, thanks very much for that, JJ. And
cheers, buddy, as always.
Yeah, sorry for it being a week late, but there you are now.
It's how we roll in many ways.
So I think that'll about do us, buddy, for episode 162 of the JfG podcast. What a time it's been. We've managed to fill it out despite playing fuck all. That's impressive work, I would say.
Yeah, we've done good. We made it to the magic-ish number, somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Where we are.
That's where we are, somewhere around there, that sort of thing.
If anyone's still listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can only apologise for how shit it's been.
It's been, atrocious shit show. No, I've had a lovely time. What are we going to play now, and shall I buy Gang Beasts?
Fortnite.
I do not have Fortnite downloaded.
Mate. I don't know then. No. Destiny. Let's get that installed on your PC.
I haven't got that installed either.
PS4. Okay. Did we install Black Ops 3 on yours?
No.
We need to see if that updates. No, we didn't. Did we not install that? Okay.
I'm the worst. I'm sorry. We'll find something.
We'll find something. It'll probably be like pure pool.
Bit of snooker mode.
Yeah, sure.
Well, okay, buddy. We'll see who's online, but that sounds cheeky. In the meantime, thanks so much, everyone, for listening. Here are a collection of places where you can find about us, maybe contact us, look at our shit, that sort of thing. They include www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, Facebook /the JFG Podcast. Our Twitter handle is @the JFG Podcast. You can also find us on soundcloud.com/justforgamers if you want to listen to an episode from 36 millennia ago. Don't forget that we've got the Discord link and Street Beat on our website, and also you could join our PS4 community on the PlayStation. You can do that on your console or on your mobile device, depending on what you fancy. We're also on the video streaming sites, TubeTube, Twitch.tv, and Mixer.com, aka Beam.fucking-pro. And we're also on Google+, if that is how you choose to live your life. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We will catch you next time. Until then, I have been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to the JFG Podcast with Ash and me, Alex. To find out more, head to www.justforgamers.co.uk, Facebook /the JFG Podcast, or Twitter, where we are @the JFG Podcast. Episodes go live every Sunday, and if you could pop onto iTunes and write us a quick review, we would love every inch of you, even if you got old and fat. Thanks so much for listening, and we will catch you next time.